is up? Woo! Welcome back to another edition of Oprah's Book Club. Just kidding. It's the Flash After Show here at the theStreamtv studio in Hollywood, California. What's up, Flash fam? Another great episode in the books, and we're here to talk all about it. I'm Dylan. What is up? And as always, in addition to you guys being the best fans around, we got some other fans that are pretty good at talking about the show. Over here, we got Jack Hind.
What's happening, people? How are you?
Lauren Mayhew.
What up, guys? Lots of love.
Of course, Devon Stewart.
I'm just saying, you said some people that are pretty good.
I mean,
I'm pretty
really?
amazing at talking about the fleecy, okay?
That is true. You know what Devon's also really good at?
What?
Making
humans.
babies!
Yeah.
Making humans!
Well, Devon just had a baby. Devon, what do we got going on by you?
Congratulations,
well,
buddy.
you know, thanks to me, I've added another
Yeah.
light skin in the
There
world.
it is.
Hey, check the fit, though. Check the fit.
The new number one Flash fan of all time.
Right. Well, number two.
He's still number
He's
two.
going to be number two.
Okay, all right.
Oh, no.
And right now, I'm a little questionable because you see how light he is? He ain't got no little melatonin in his skin yet, so me and Barbara going to be talking if he don't darken up in the next couple
What's
weeks.
his name?
His name is Donovan Deshaun Stewart. So feel free to follow him on Instagram, Facebook,
He
and
has
on
an
Twitter.
Instagram already?
He has like 92,000
He
followers
literally
already.
has more followers than all of us on this couch put together, and
Yes.
that is 100%. And a lot of producers in this town will have you know that he's more qualified for a job already than all four of us.
Yes.
But that's a different story. Time to talk about The Flash, and you guys can obviously talk about it with us online by using the hashtag TheFlashAS or live right now in the YouTube comments, and on Facebook at the Facebook fan group /Flash Facts, and our Flash Facebook group, what is it, Jack?
The Flash After Show.
After Show - Flash Fam.
We did
So-
have little things come up, but you can find
Too
them
many
on our
F's for
Twitters
me.
and
It's like a
everything.
total tongue twister. I can't say it. It's like-
F-bombs left and right. So
Get up
the
the book of
theme of
space.
this episode, really, get everybody's thoughts and opinion about that unity really is the answer.
Unity.
Whether it's Star Labs team or the West family or, you know, Barry
You are
and...
only as strong as your weakest link.
Oh.
I think somebody very wise said that.
And my watch is rubber, so there's no weak links in it.
So how did you see our groups of people, you know, use teamwork or, like, family dynamic to really, like, go above and beyond?
Well, I mean, if you see, Cisco created his, what was it, metahuman social media,
right.
Oh,
which
that was my
actually
favorite.
not only unified the team, but it also unified everyone who uses social media to talk about what they see, which is kind of smart in this generation because what's the first thing everybody does when something happens? Pull out the phone. Oh my
Start
God,
taking photos and
hashtag
videos.
villains.
I just feel like if you're a metahuman, there's got to be some more sophisticated way rather than an app to like talk about your super villainry or your superheroism.
But I agree
Isn't that
with you,
weird?
but what's the easiest way? One that everybody can access.
Because you know
Right.
everybody got a
It's social
smartphone.
media.
And you
Yeah,
know
exactly.
those villains are going to be posting their bank robbery.
Yo, you know, there's like a
Yo,
Tinder
check
for
out this
We
guy
did
who's turned
it.
down.
We did it. We robbed the bank.
Captain
Yeah.
Cold and Heatwave are like, yo.
You know what's funny though?
Hashtag robbery,
Yes.
son.
If the Flash was on that social media and he had to make a username, what would his username
Oh my
be?
God.
So send us your thoughts using the hashtag
would his
TheFlashAS.
username
The
be?
Flash's username, and we'll go all around the room maybe a little later what we decided what they should be. So then we got Iris looking out for Wally, being a really good big sister. Now she's being the best big sister, and it's really cool to see someone that you didn't even know existed like a week ago, and now all of a sudden you will like ride or die for him. So are you surprised by that, or it's really, you know, natural?
Iris is a very caring character. We've seen
Yeah.
it already, especially Candace herself, the way she's portraying Iris as well. So you knew that as soon as Wally was going to pop up, Iris
Right.
was going to be like, I have someone to care for. I have someone to bust around and look after, like big sisters do.
I also think that when you've never actually had a blood relative, like a brother or sister, and you didn't even have a mom, that you're kind of looking to any sort of family that you can have. So the fact that she's found,
Yeah.
you know, him now, I think she's more likely to accept that than somebody who already has, you know, 4 or 5 sisters or brothers or whatever.
Totally. I think she understands the idea, because she had Barry her whole life really as her brother, but they weren't really blood related, so she can imagine what it would be like only to just have this guy out there whose mom was sick, doesn't know who the dad is, so
Right.
I think she's really doing the right thing. But what's funny is, or not funny, it's unfortunate that Wally getting back behind the wheel and doing what he does, it kind of did cause, you know, Iris to get hurt, and Barry in turn couldn't save the day.
I don't know if I've just not met the right people or what, but I've noticed like in a lot of times in film and TV, the bad guy is always like a street racer type. I mean, these are some fancy cars to be so poor, and this is like not a cheap hobby to do.
Yeah, that's
They
actually
win
really
it. They win it
wondered-
by pinks. If you watch in the last episode, the way Wally
Racing for
won the
pinks,
car,
punk.
yeah, that's what he
Pinks,
done.
Grease
He
Live.
won
Watch
the
it.
guy's car.
He won the car. It's cool.
Did-
But it's
I
kind of like
Pinks,
how he was.
punk,
We were
ownership
mentioning
papers.
this when. Yeah, no, that's a good point. when
Unfortunately, it was
he's
terrible.
in the when he's in the hospital or whatever with Iris, and how he's saying, "Oh yeah, we were so poor, we couldn't afford a movie ticket, so we took long drives." I'm like, because
Gas
I can't even
costs
say-
less than that. Yeah, I know what you're
Because a
trying to
tank
say.
of gas is so freaking cheap, you know.
But
I
I'm
just thought
glad-
that was funny. I was like,
Well, driving in 2016 for sure. Actually, right now gas is doing pretty well. But
So
US
the way she was saying, the way Iris was originally saying, obviously Wally was racing so that he could make the funds to fund Francine's hospital bills, but now he's still racing. He didn't need to. So why do we think? I mean, I thought Wally just obviously. I think that the writers are pretty much writing into Wally right now. They're kind of giving him a sense of foreboding that he is going to become Kid
Yes.
Flash.
He's addicted to the speed
He's
already.
addicted
Yes,
to the
he
speed
needs to go
already. He loves
fast.
that thrash. But not also that, the stuff that he was saying with Iris at the end when she was like, oh, we want to go get pizza. He was like, oh, go get it from you anywhere, whatever you want. It's like the Flash, like, when you've got super speed, you can do that.
Yeah.
So I feel like the writers are slowly starting to
Foreshadowing.
slip, foreshadowing, that's a good word. Thank you, Dylan, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's nice when Superman is trying to impress Lois and he goes to get flowers from all over the world, or like he'll get like wine from Italy and like food from Spain or something like that.
I need a boyfriend
He's
like that.
romantic. That's all. That's all.
Sounds great.
Supes is
Because you ain't
romantic.
high maintenance. In other words, you have to be Superman to date Lauren. Good luck.
Literally.
Heard ya.
Well, Jack, that works out perfect for you.
I wish.
In the
I'm an
racing
ugly
scene,
Superman.
though, Tar Pit caused a problem for Wally West. Now, Tar Pit is a really cool villain. And we wound, at first, we didn't really know which way they were going to do it, but toward the end of the episode, we actually saw that the creators who shot this episode really well in MIMO,
Whilst you're there, I
really
can tell
well.
you the director real quick as well, whilst they're on that, since you're talking about the creators and stuff. Our director for today's episode was Rachel Talalay. Don't know if you guys have ever heard of her, but she directed Tank Girl in 1995.
I've seen that when Ice-T was like
With
the kangaroo
Ice-T,
thing or
yes, it
whatever
was Ice-T, Laurie Petty, and Naomi Watts. And that was who our director was for
Well,
today's
she
episode.
did a good job, and the cinematography was great, and the CGI was great, which we wound up seeing at the end of the episode, the way Tar Pit, his like natural
His original form.
which was very similar to his first appearance in the comics. Big shout out to Jack Hind for this, Hind. Jack, go ahead and break us off. What's going on here?
So, as we can see, Tar Pit originally was actually, he was just a small-time drug lord. His older brother was a big drug lord, whose name was Jack. Shout out to you, brother. But he chose to petty crimes, got incarcerated in Iron Heights, and then after doing some time in Iron Heights, realized his brother couldn't break him out, so he resorted to meditation. And in meditation, he realized he had the powers to make inanimate objects, things that don't move, make them animate. He can animate them. One of his, they call it his astral self. I don't know if the word astral has any significant meaning, if you guys know.
Astral?
Astral, A-S-T-R-A-L.
Oh, astral projection.
That's what I'm wondering.
yeah.
It's kind of like his, I want to say soul, but I don't want to be cheesy and
Yeah,
cliche.
his projected self.
But it
makes
says
sense.
his projected self, and falls in a tar pit, and that's how he originally becomes Tar Pit. But obviously in this way we see it when he gets killed, but then particle accelerator explosions. And that was Flash, that comic book cover that you guys just saw was Flash Volume 2, number 174.
Job well done, Jack.
Yeah, well,
Job
good
well done.
I actually loved it, dog.
Should we get-
I want
was
to start
glad
doing
to see
Like a
flashbacks.
little,
We need to start
like-
doing
Yes,
flashbacks
flashbacks,
between
yes,
each other. I like them.
A
They're
little
pretty
like
fun.
student of the day pin.
Like we'll
I get a
just,
gold star?
Yeah.
Just cruise in a new outfit change for you. We'll put on like a whole professor outfit.
Just real
Stuff.
quick,
Yeah.
and then I'll quickly run off and then run back on
Yeah,
again.
I like that. I like that idea.
Game on.
Just piggybacking on what Jack said, any other opportunities or history of Tar Pit in the world of DC?
I mean, he pretty much hit it on the
summed it, yeah.
head right there.
The way they, sorry, one more thing. In his first appearance, he actually goes to the hockey rink where Captain Cold happens to be in the stands just watching a game, and Tar Pit's trying to steal the Stanley Cup. Captain Cold, the way they defeat him in this one, in the actual comic, is that Captain Cold freezes him, and then with Wally West with a mark punch, boom, smatters him to a million pieces. Whereas we saw in this, it was the nitrous grenade which kind of did
Right.
the two at the same time.
Right, and
So
they
that
were
was
trying
quite
to
cool.
freeze him, right? Now,
Yeah.
Which definitely makes sense now that you say it, but like originally I was like, why don't you want to freeze him, which yes works, but I was thinking you want to like melt him. But I guess it's, or
See,
he's already
do you know how
melted.
lava works?
Yeah.
When lava meets the ocean, it creates rock, which pretty
Right.
much creates islands, and that's how islands are formed. So it's the same kind of thing as what they were trying to do with him, because he's molten already.
Yes.
If you freeze molten, it becomes a solid, and then it's breakable because he's strongest in his molten form.
Dr. Hind again.
Yes, coming
Hey.
in.
Like it.
hard.
But can we talk about this man in the wheelchair for a minute? Or
How
not
he's
in the
a-
wheelchair
I
no
still
more?
think he's a
Not
good
in the
guy.
wheelchair.
How he's
Okay.
a sabotager?
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. It's like one of those things where he did preface it by saying, you can't trust me. However,
Thank you. That's it.
Okay,
That's it.
but just because you say, I can't be trusted, it's like those people who say, oh, I can't help it, I'm always late. Be better. Just be better. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Be better.
okay,
It's
I
like,
understand.
It's like, you know, that's not like an ingrown character trait that you can't get over. So the fact that he says, I may betray you, does not make it
He
any
said,
better.
I will.
No, I mean,
He
at least
said,
he was honest,
I will.
though.
He
At
was
least he was
straight up
honest.
serious about that shit, okay? He said, I will ruin you. I will take, whatever happens, I will choose my daughter over you. At that moment in time, they should have taken precautions. I understand that they're trying to do this whole family thing, this whole team thing, but clearly Wells weren't happy. Wells was like,
Well,
no, I don't want to
It's
do
a tough
that.
situation because
Yeah.
he's like the most valuable member of the Star Labs team.
Well,
so it's like you kind
yeah,
of
I
need him
agree.
to operate.
He is, but we can't forget that Barry had to revert to OG Wells, aka Eobard Thawne, his data just to close the holes, the
Yes.
52,
The breach?
the breaches.
breaches.
But at the same time, the reason I'm upset that he decided, you know, he's going to betray him, which we know it's coming.
Yeah.
Okay, because Jesse Quick's still out there, is because now it's affecting other people of the team. It's slowing down Barry, which
Yeah.
in turn got Iris injured, which
Caterpillar.
I'm all about West Allen. Don't hurt my Iris, okay? Or we gonna have some serious problems. And I already got problems with him. Now I got twice the problems, okay? And well, I will say one thing though. I didn't think that hospital room was all necessary. Like, I've known people to get hit like that, you know, with some injuries.
Yeah, but
she was
Joe's
like
a
knocked out
detective.
and like all up in the bed and like waking
Extra
up periodically.
precautions,
It's a little much,
Extra
you know what I'm saying?
precautions.
We don't need that much medication. They just, you know, racking up the
They just
medical
need a hug.
bills.
She just
But
needs-
she
she
need a
just
few
need a
stitches
day
to
with
You
go
just need a
home,
good
you know.
hug and a kiss on the
Yeah,
arm.
from
She'll be
Devon.
You know what
fine.
was annoying? That
Back in the day, rubs the dirt.
Wells and, you know, Zoom had their moment, and Wells just tossed over that gun, and then Zoom injected himself with Barry's speed, when in fact, he could have just made like a poison right there in that scenario to,
Right.
to slow him or
Dead.
kill him or slow him down.
I agree with
Yeah.
you. I'm
And
gonna.
then boom.
I
So
could-
why not?
I was completely
Well,
agree with you. I was thinking
maybe the
that.
thought is that. Okay, sorry.
Before
go
I
ahead,
lose this
Jack.
right
okay,
now,
he's so
kind of
excited.
similar kind of thing. I know it sounds really bad. I apologise to use the example, but like how drug lords normally do it in movies, they give you a batch of the really good stuff first, so that you can like try it out,
Yeah.
and then they sell you the cut stuff that's like cut with bacon. Obviously, I don't know. That's what I learned from movies. But what I'm
Don't do
saying is,
drugs,
I'm
kids.
wondering.
Don't do drugs.
So not only can you learn about the Flash, you can learn about drugs. But what I'm saying is, I feel like Wells may have kind of done it like that. Is like, hey, here's your main hit. Like, boom, I'm
Right, so
feeling it.
next time he's
He's
gonna.
gonna try
But
and
here's,
give him
but
some
here's
of
the
the
question, though,
cut
too.
stuff.
It's that we
Well, why
also
risk
don't.
it?
Yeah, because here's the thing, though, is we don't know how powerful Zoom actually is. So the worst thing that could happen is you give him something that you think is going to kill him, and
And it
it's
could make him
not, and he's
stronger.
still
Yeah.
so much stronger than Wells that dead.
Also,
you know?
when they used the darts originally, was it a couple episodes ago when I think it was Enter Zoom, when we first saw Zoom, and Harrison Wells actually, or it was Cisco or Harrison Wells, actually shot him twice with those darts.
It did
and
nothing.
They affected him very
Like,
slightly.
minimally.
But yeah, he
Yeah.
pulled him out and zoomed off, whereas the Flash, once one of them darts hit him, Barry was like out
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah, definitely, and you got to give credit to him, kind of, because it's not like he was happy about it. He was like, it was hard for him to do it. He was stealing his speed as he was doing, and that's like his own son, kind of.
Well,
as
the
much
same
as he's
thing is-
saving himself, trying to save his daughter.
Is he's also the only person in the group that has something to
something,
lose right now,
yes.
that has
Yeah.
where that Zoom actually has something on him. So it's not exactly a fair trade. I mean, you know, everybody else is sitting pretty, and he's the only one that has someone. Not,
Sitting
No, but
pretty.
that's why
in comparison to having like their daughter potentially
Actually,
die.
But that's why it was
Yeah.
so satisfying about Barry at the end being like, you know what? He had a, motivation, a real motivation to do all this. And you know what, Barry? It was only 2%. I know Iris got hurt, but like, whatever. What are you gonna do? But what was cool is we did hear that his natural speed is around 1,500 miles an hour, which is the speed of a fighter jet at Mach 2. So that's kind of cool to imagine. That's how fast Barry runs around, which I would have to say, I actually thought Barry probably runs a little faster.
I did too. I don't think that's
Yeah,
fast enough to do
This
the
is
things that he
Barry.
does.
This is Barry now.
And can
as
we
the
shout
Flash.
out to Joe real quick? Joe, no bullshit, right hook West over
Yeah.
here. Knocked out, bam, two of them. Just
Two
creamed them
knocks.
out. He said, bow. Then saw the next guy, he's like, I ain't even gonna talk
pow.
to you. Bow. Knocked him out. Threw Wells in the little thing. I was like, you go, Joe.
Man,
You
speaking
go,
of some
Joe.
good like right hooks or left hooks, you guys, I've been getting into some MMA. If you check out my Instagram, there's some really good videos of me getting serious
doing
in a
it.
park.
She's really gonna knock you out of the park with those photos.
knock you out.
And which all brings us to the initial statement that we started the show with. Earth 2, here we come. Which has been, it's exciting, finally. It's kind of this whole episode, season has been leading up to this moment. Guys, let us know how excited you are about it and what your favorite moment was from this episode by using the hashtag #TheFlashAS. And hey, don't forget to subscribe now while you're watching too. Thank you. So in Earth 2, we're finally going to see Caitlin as Killer Frost. Now, for me personally, I actually didn't know that it was going to be Earth 2. I thought in Earth 1 she was going to wind up being Killer Frost. So we see Barry looking all smart and dapper with his glasses. What are the other things we're really excited to see in Earth 2?
I do want to see, because remember when they went over there, we got to see what happened over there last time. They showed that it wasn't Stephen Amell, what's his Oliver?
Robert.
It wasn't Oliver.
Robert,
as
it was
the dad is the. Are we gonna get like that Flashpoint type paradox? Are we gonna get like Justice Society? Are we gonna get Legion of Doom? Like, 'cause remember, Atlantis is already existing over there, and stuff like that. So I want to see if we're gonna see other heroes and maybe a team.
That would be cool.
That's what I'm very excited for.
But also, do we think, okay, if Zoom is a human, right, and he's from Earth 2, we really still think that on Earth 1 there should be
A
the human
counterpart.
version, but it's not Jay Garrick, because the Jay Garrick we know is from Earth 2, and we saw his Earth 1 version, which is from Earth 1.
Which still could technically be.
Speaking of that,
Or out of the suit, he can like be around Earth as Hunter Zolomon, aka the guy that looks like Jay Garrick. So maybe that's a possibility. Or we don't even know who the actor is yet, or it is the father.
the thing is, look, like I said last time, you can't throw that name out there and it have no significance towards Zoom.
But do you want to know what it can have? It can start getting us building up for season 3 when we have Gorilla Grodd being our main villain.
True.
And then we want Hunter Zolomon being around there as well. Because at the end of this season, if you think about it, if they're just teasing Hunter Zolomon right now and they're teasing Wally West right now, even if we don't get them for the rest of this season, imagine what we're gonna have for season 3. We've got Gorilla Grodd over in Gorilla Grodd over in
He is a Gorilla
Gorilla
God.
City. He is a Gorilla
Yeah,
God as well.
facts.
We're gonna have Hunter Zolomon, who's now been set up. We're gonna have Wally West if we don't see him, who's also gonna get set up. So the fact of the matter is, I think Hunter Zolomon may not actually play much of a part in it for much longer.
Well, if that's the case, then I still go with my first thought, and I think Zoom is some kind of rendition of Black Flash.
So, a lot of people have been saying around it could possibly be Max Mercury. I know a couple of you guys, I thought of it a little while ago, but then I was like, I don't think they're going to introduce any more characters.
There's a
into
lot
this.
of
What
characters.
would
five
make
of them.
sense?
It's a lot.
Let's just put it out there, because Barry's dad did leave so long ago, and it's like, where's his dad? It would be a big surprise shocker.
Yeah.
Let's say it is his dad. What's the motivation for his dad to like steal all Barry's speed? Is it because it's like the opposite of love?
See, now we've got to, it could also not only be, is it that he wants to steal Barry's speed, it's that Zoom wants to steal the Flash's speed. So the reason I'm going to throw it back to Max Mercury real quick, is because Max Mercury was actually Jay Garrick's professor and partner, as well as, not Harrison Wells, I can't remember their name. If you guys know who the third one of that little triangle was, they're pretty much trying to portray him as Harrison Wells now. But they had a fallout in their labs when they were working on all this kind of stuff, and Max Mercury left, and Jay Garrick then became the Flash. So Max Mercury could always have this hidden kind of resentment towards Jay Garrick, and I would like to see them introduce a new person, but at the same time, there's too many.
I think that it
people
always makes
already.
more sense. Like the writers will also kind of like, tease you throughout different
And then,
seasons
yeah.
and then have it come back around full circle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And red herrings like
there
crazy.
is a lot of possibilities on the table. So guys, we're going to get to your questions, some Flash fan art, and a whole lot more after this quick break. So subscribe and don't go anywhere. Be back in a flash.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live. In case you missed it live. How did you not
my
figure that out?
We had a crazy vampire threesome.
And you can't unsee that. That's burned into my brain now.
I was like,
How did you get here? No. Look at me. I'm dancing.
know why we saying yes. You know why we saying yes. He is quite something.
We're like, inseparable.
She was shadier than Sunglass Hut with Ray-Bans on sale, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it wasn't. So come on.
You just went to a totally different direction on that.
When a billionaire goes broke, it means he's got like $4 million.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
I found her to be deliciously out of control.
Oh man, looking forward to this fight.
Ooh, they about to get together. Watch, it's about to go down.
Somebody better take some pictures of this.
You just slapped the crap out of Nick.
And he's just his big head.
You know, you can't count anything out.
It's been another awesome night at theStreamtv,
It's always
guys.
awesome.
Thank you for joining us, you guys.
Yes.
We love you.
Back from that exciting break
Yeah.
in the Stream.tv studios with you, the best Flash fans in the world for the Flash After Show. Hey guys, we're back. Make sure to hit us up with your fan questions and theories using the hashtag on Twitter, TheFlashAS, and right now in the live YouTube comments below. But before we get to those, it's time for your very well done Flash art.
Yes.
Jack Hind, what do we got? Let's throw up this first artistic drawing from a fan.
Are we throwing it up? Right. This is impressive.
Very
Yeah.
impressive.
Okay, this is actually very impressive. Like the shading
The
and the light.
photo of the picture, not as impressive with that shadow covering
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But, okay, go on.
So the guys you guys can follow him on Instagram and Twitter. It's the same. It's JASSIEM100. Guys, we like to throw up our fan art. Obviously, if you go to the Facebook after show in the group, you know that's where you can go put it up, and you guys get the chance to come and be featured on the show. Guys, whilst I'm real here, can I quickly...
Yes, please do. And great job on that photo. It looked
Yeah,
really good.
thank you very
cool.
much, guys.
So
And
cool.
Guys, please send them in as much as possible. You guys are more talented than I am personally at drawing. I don't know if you guys are much of a drawer.
Doodling? Great doodler.
I'm a great doodler.
Great doodler.
We will doodle
doodler.
our
That kind of
faces
stuff?
off.
Hell no.
Transparent cubes, crushing.
Guys, Lance put a
Shapes.
topic in our group that pretty much mentioned. He was saying that if whoever likes the show the most kind of gets to take his place as the shout out. But you guys really put some touching stories on there about why the Flash itself, not the after show, just the actual Flash, has actually not changed your life, but helped you guys along the way. And it's really nice for us as well, just seeing how a TV show can have such an effect on people's lives, and not only in one way, but in so many different ways possible. So we enjoy it. We're glad you guys are enjoying it so much, and thank you so much, Lance, for setting that up. And it was beautiful to hear from all of you guys.
Yay!
Yes, Jack
yeah,
is
team.
on one tonight. So,
Just
guys, it's time to
touching
get to your
points.
fan questions. So, live from Twitter, it's Jack Hind.
Lauren, do you want to help me out today?
Yeah, Lauren.
Let's do it.
Lauren, help me out today.
Can
Can we get a two-shot for this one? Go, Gregor. You take the first one.
Don't mind if I do.
No, only because I can't pronounce that first
Oh,
name.
Jesus, that's what I did. Okay, hold on. Uzumaki.
Wow,
I think,
well done.
Right? I know. Uzumaki HQ.
Uzumaki? Like Uzumaki Naruto?
Maybe.
That might be the one.
What's your problem?
Our camera guy clearly knows.
should've
who
let
that
Yeah,
me
is.
he's like laughing. Okay, here we go. At Devon Stewart, at Jack Hind, do you think Barry made the right decision in releasing / trusting Harry? Hashtag #TheFlashAS.
Go, Devon.
Well, I mean, you know how I feel. Don't trust a man in a wheelchair. But I will say this. He's building a conscience. He has a conscience in there brewing. And it's pulling my heartstrings a little bit.
This whole episode had a lot of emotional depth in
It
it.
did.
Not only for Wells, but for Wally as well.
I think that the plight for a superhero is that you always have to do the right thing, and I think that it would have been unlikable for Barry to not, to leave Wells in there and not help his daughter. I mean, the whole reason why he did this was to save his own flesh and blood, which, if anything that we've learned from this episode at all, is how thick that can be. I mean, we've seen
Blood
it
runs
from
thicker than
Wally and
water.
from
There's
and Iris.
definitely room for redemption from Harrison Wells, so that's an opportunity for him to do something great. And also, I think this Harrison Wells has like a soft spot in Barry's heart because for all of last year, he was dealing with Harrison Wells, but it was a wrong person. It was a villain, a really bad guy. So now it's like, oh, finally, the real Harrison Wells, we could be so good together.
And everybody remember that he just said that Eobard Thawne, who pretty much is helping out, like the old Eobard Thawne couldn't work out how to steal the Flash's speed. This Harrison Wells has worked it out.
Booyah.
Right. Yeah.
So does that mean he knows how to steal zoom speed as well? Does it work the same way?
That
you
could
gotta
be
catch
very
Zoom
true.
first.
You gotta
You
catch
got
him.
Well, and
Like
see,
the Pokemon?
Actually, since we're on fan questions right now, I got a good question / theory for the guys out there, okay? Because my thing is, I mean, like I said, I still feel like he's that Black Flash, which is one of those things that he can just take over anybody, okay? Kind of like the symbiote with Venom type deal. Well, he's so easily, he's so easily.
Is that your symbiote?
jumps
Well done,
from breach to breach,
yeah, well
you
to
know,
well,
and they
that's
said
right.
there's a lot of Earths out there. So what's to say, because he's so powerful compared to each speedster that he comes across now that we've seen, that he's not breaching other Earths and taking their speedsters, kind of like Jet Li did in that
totally
movie,
could
The
be.
One. You know, because
Oh,
right
he
now that
doesn't
little
take too long.
2% did nothing for him. He was like, that barely even cut the cake. He's used to taking full bodies, hands inside you, just bang, all up in your chest, taking everything.
Here's the other thing. I do think that Wells is going to end up being definitely more of a benefit than a negative, also because he could have not said anything, and he told Barry. He came clean, and he said, listen, this is what I did, and gave them a chance to basically
Well,
fix it,
you
make
could
it
say,
right.
I like the scene, but I kind of like it. When they were talking about, like, how he wasn't fast enough and how he was just off, and it's all Barry's fault that Iris is in the hospital, and Wells,
Wells
like,
is just sitting there
Wells
like,
just sat there like, God, I
"Whoopsies."
was such a dick. I should definitely say something right now. And finally he did say something, which I'm glad to see too.
One more question.
Okay.
We've got a couple more, actually. We've got a couple good
At
questions.
Cullen Prime, hashtag the Flash AS.
Is that Cullen from Twilight? Carry on, though. Sorry, I
Okay.
apologize.
Do you guys know which episode Kevin Smith is going to direct?
So I don't know which episode, but I do know that it's it's slated to air in mid-May. So I'm going to assume that's
So
actually
this
towards.
season.
It'll be one of the last episodes of this
He
season.
might get the season
That's what's
finale.
wild about they
I
do
don't think
so
Kevin Smith
much
will
on
get
the
the season
Flash.
finale.
Like we're seeing stuff they shot this year, and they're still shooting stuff we will see this year. And if you guys
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
follow
100%.
along with the behind-the-scenes stuff, Grant Gustin's Instagram is fun
It's
as
great.
hell.
Yeah.
Go check that out at Grant Gust. He's introducing you to his brother. So if you
Tyler
wanna see-
Gustin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And quick
Jack's a big
shout
fan.
out to Norman and Little Timmy. We can't forget about him.
Always.
The superhero bulletin. And the guy Flash. The man has more Flash stuff than I have seen in a long
Right,
time.
okay, because you know last week you said that we're going to have a competition with the Guy Flash. Don't worry, Guy Flash. All my stuff's in the wash getting ready to go, okay? I just bought a couple teasers with you today. But we're going to have a proper competition soon. I think we should set something up nicely. Who has the most Flash stuff? Because I still don't think you're going to beat Devon tonight.
Well, I just gave birth to
Lord.
a kid Flash.
You guys,
So,
I have
anybody
a
else?
full-on Flash Halloween costume. Let's not forget.
Hey, I said this last week. I have underwear, socks,
We saw
hat,
it.
t-shirt.
I have socks
Hey,
too.
you
My
gotta
socks
keep it
have
live
wings.
right here at
My
theStream.tv
socks have
to see
wings.
When they do,
Jack
my
in
socks
his
have wings.
underwear and Lauren in her underwear. I'm kidding,
What?
Lauren. Definitely
Okay.
not Lauren in
Yeah.
her underwear. Jack only. One more question.
Can we
Last
poll
one
who
before
we'd
we do
rather see in
shout-outs
her-
and get out of here.
Let's do that. All right, at Kali Osper, will we see Aquaman in the next episode? Hashtag the Flash AS.
Ooh, like I
I
said,
think
hope
they're going to
we
throw
will.
an Easter egg when they go there, but I don't think it will. I think it's going to be a similar thing as to when Jay Garrick said, "Oh, we have Atlantis over there." I feel like they're going to see him, or it's going to be advertised, or just something very small. But I don't think they're actually going to.
We might even see like an Atlantean. Like
Yes,
one of those
that's
like
what I
walk
mean.
on, because you remember they're like human hybrids. They
Absolutely.
can come on land. Goes well, he is. I don't know. So it'd be cool to see one like, hey, I'm Atlantean. I work at the swimming pool over there. You know, that kind of thing.
Well,
It'd be cool.
we're
I'm a
going to be back
lifeguard.
next week doing another after show talking all about Earth 2. Guys, let us know what you think the Flash's username would be on the Flash dating app or the superhero, supervillain dating app.
We did just get a really funny one in the live chat.
What was
it? Was, you know how everybody used to do like capital letter, little letter, big letter, little letter? So it was XOXO, light speed written in the
That's
opposite
funny.
caps, and then
Real
XOXO.
quick before we get out of here, Devon, what would your name be in the either for the Flash or for yourself in this superhero, supervillain dating app?
Probably hashtag Fleazy, hashtag West Allen, hashtag lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
There's a maximum amount of characters.
He wouldn't even
Devon.
be able to type anything because his
Jack.
handle would take up the whole place.
Jack, what would
Whole
your
thing.
name, or what would you name the Flash?
Underscore the Flizzle or the Fleazy. The Fleazy because that's you, so I was like the Flizzle because he flizzles like a flame.
That's hot.
Lauren,
That's hot.
for yourself or for the Flash?
Oh man.
Oh, for ourselves?
It could
For
be for
myself,
yourself.
like maybe like hashtag Flashette. You know, I want to be
Ooh.
flashy.
You want to be a
too.
Flashette?
Flashette? You know, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Exactly. I mean, I just got to go with the hype guy, just straight up. And then after I'm successful
Proper
superhero for a long
creative.
time, I'll drop the guy and just be the hype. Hey, and that is all the time we have for today. Let us know what your superhero name would be if you were involved on a superhero, supervillain dating app, and by hitting us up via Twitter using the hashtag #TheFlashAS, or right now live in the YouTube comments. Guys, for Jack, Lauren, Devon, and his baby.
Yeah.
We are the Flash After Show. I'm Dylan. You guys are the best Flash fans around. See you next week.
We love you guys.
Take care, guys.
Peace out.
I got some diapers to change.
Hit us up on social media.
If you want more from the Flash After Show, hit that button and subscribe to theStream.tv.